Is it better? Okay. No, it's okay. Nobody was watching anyway. But I would rather the audio be okay, you know? Mm-hmm. Hi. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna fix it, yeah. I'm gonna fix it. La 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 la. I don't know. It's not a song. It's just the song that's in my noodle. Mm-hmm. That's okay. That's okay. No, I don't mind. It's okay. I don't mind at all. Not at all. It's a beautiful day. Mm-hmm. Oh, we were just playing earlier, so nothing major. And to be honest, like none of the matches were really all that fabulous, so me restarting the stream is not a big deal. It was pretty much just all Jason matches and sweaty people. You're not missing anything, you know? Like, I adapted Jason, but honestly, it wasn't even that significant of a match. I just went from one to the next and it just kind of happened. Like, there was no special, like, oh wow moment. There wasn't like a wow factor with it. I just outplayed them and received my trophy. That's pretty much it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, the loud thing went off. I was waiting for it to turn off a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, and I do think that you will find the right person. But it goes back to what I was saying last night, you know. People judge me for the kind of person that I am, but I don't let it bother me. It just bounces off of me because if people think I'm too childish or too positive or too bubbly or too this or whatever, that's how he made me, you know. And the right person will love me for that, not judge me for it. And that will happen when it's meant to happen in its own time. I'm not an impatient person. And to me, it's like he has his own will for me. And so I don't know how else to put it, but it's like I'm kind of just living my life. I don't know how else to put it, but it's like I'm just kind of going along and living my life. Like, do I have feelings for someone? Yes. But am I like rushing or like trying to force something? No. I have feelings for someone, and if it's meant to happen, and if it's meant to happen, or when it's meant to happen, if it is meant to happen, it will. I don't believe in forcing stuff like that, because I wouldn't want to be forced. I've had people force themselves on me physically, and it terrifies me. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so for me it's like I'm just living my life each day and abiding in his will and doing my thing. Now, if from like the other person, if they're like reciprocating or like expressing how they feel towards me, okay, you know. Mhm. But if they want me to wait, I'll wait. I'll wait a lifetime. Because it's just like his will. His will be done when it's done, not when you say so. And if you try to force that, thinking that you're being smart, guess what? You're gonna keep repeating the same thing over and over because he's gonna keep you where you need to be until you're supposed to be elsewhere. So essentially it's like if you're in a race with somebody, right? And you're right beside them and you keep trying to like go around to pass them by, like zoom by them, he will keep putting a rock in your path because like you're not meant to do that yet. And in the reverse of that, there are some rocks that are in your path for a reason because you're meant to go through it in order to learn the lesson. Mhm. So for me, you know, when people are like, how can you be so carefree and so whimsical and so cheerful and playful and you're like a little kid, you're like a child, you're the heart of a child and you're too innocent, you're too naive, you're too this and that. And it's like, essentially I'm just like the heart of a child that's older. Because I don't think that just because I have a job and I've gone to college and I live on my own, that changes my heart. That doesn't change who I am. And it's like, oh, grow up, you know. And it's like, who decided that once you become this specific age that suddenly you're just supposed to forget everything of who you are and become something completely different to suit other people's expectations and agenda, because that's what's normal, that's what you're supposed to do. And it's like, who says? Where is it written? Show me. Where is it written? I'll wait. I will wait. Where is it written that you are supposed to abandon your heart and who you are that he created to be an adult, to love? The only thing that's written that you are to let fall away, the only thing that you're supposed to let fall away is your pride, is your ego. Not your heart. So I feel like the right person would love me for that, just the same way that I love them for who they are. They would find it beautiful and they would like it, you know, the same way that I like them for them, you know. But nowhere in his word does it say abandon who you are to become an adult. No. The only thing that you're supposed to surrender is yourself completely to Him. And that means pride, that means ego, that means greed, that means your mixture of values of your way of doing things. Nowhere does it say, take your heart out of your chest of what makes you you and throw it away. And only then can you be what you're supposed to be. In fact, it's the opposite. I gave you that heart. I gave you that mind. I gave you that soul. I created you the way that I did for a reason. Why would you throw that away? You know? So that's why I don't feel a certain type of way about being who I am. And that's why I don't care what other people think. And I don't worry about what they call me. I don't let it make me sad or depress me. And I also don't pick up other people's emotions. I can pick up on them and I can read them and I can feel them, but I don't let other people's like mindsets and emotions like determine my mindset or change who I am. Yeah, it's like I can understand, like, reading the room, you know, like, if I'm hanging out with somebody, I can tell when that they feel like a little bit off, you know, or they're sad, or, like, I can read people very well. But does it mean that I have to embody it? No. You know, it's just like my faith. I have sat in a circle of people of all different religious beliefs and had conversations with them open-mindedly, letting them talk, letting them express. But that does not change my heart. That does not change who I follow. That does not change the fact that He is my creator and my Father. I can listen, you know, and share coffee and break bread with them and listen to them, because they are also who He created. And even if they're a little bit lost, you know, that doesn't make them less than. I pray for them and I listen to them and just pray for them. Yeah, like, I will say little things to kind of, you know, but I'm not here to push things on people and judge people. But yeah, like, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's like, that's what I mean when I say I walk in audacity. It's not an ego, it's not an arrogance, it's just I know who I am, and you will not take that from me. Because I love and accept people for who they are. Doesn't mean you're always going to get it back. But that's not why I accept people. I don't accept people, and I don't think that people are beautiful just to receive something back, like acceptance, or for them to feel the same way. I don't accept people and see them for who they are and for their beauty for reciprocation. I see them for who they are and accept them because it's who I am, not because I expect something in return or expect something back from them. Because a lot of times people will keep people around them purely because they give them the attention, they give them confirmation, they give them something, they make them feel good about themselves, like, you know, and it's like, but you don't really care about that person. You care about what you gain from that person, you know. It's an ego boost, you know. But you don't actually care about them. So for me, it's a little bit different. All the cicadas are out in the park across the street and they're all doing things. 'Cause it's summertime. Oh, we're gonna play. Yeah. I played with her earlier, but the matches were just meh. That's why when you said like you couldn't hear me very well, I didn't mind to restart it because honestly there wasn't really anything worth saving. The matches were just kind of eh. So it was like, okay, we can restart. Yeah. I was just enjoying sitting out here. It's what I do. Because usually I go for like walks and stuff. I walk around the city. Oh, there's so many things. I know what you're asking, and I will tell you, like, there's so many things that he does that I think is adorable, or that we actually have in common. Yeah, we actually have a lot in common with a lot of things. I just don't talk about it. It's like little things that I've noticed, and it's like, yeah. Just little things. There's so many. Ew. To charge everything. I don't know if he's gonna do his thing tonight, but I need to make sure that like my phone is charged. It's at like 28%. Well, because when he does his one thing, it's like only on my phone, and then when he does the other, I can actually just like put it on the TV, so it's easier. I just always like charge up my stuff. I know it sounds silly, but I charge up my stuff by a certain time to make sure that just in case it's all fully charged. Because usually when he does that, like when he does his streams, I'm outside on the balcony. So it's like I'm laying on the balcony, or like when he does his first thing, I'm usually like dancing and like looking at my phone and kind of stuff on my balcony. But then when he swaps over to the other thing, it's like I'm pretty much like laying on my balcony with my headphones watching him, but it's on the TV inside because the TV's like right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff. There's 3 gens right here. That's why I'm trying to do this one and at least get it done, because if we don't get 2 out of these 3 gens done, we'll be 3 gened. Because they clustered all the gens like close together. Mm-hmm. Just little things. Like, you know, little stuff. I don't want to say too much. But there are like little things, you know. Mm-hmm. Just long enough to bang out like two whole gens. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like they unhooked her before she was even done screaming. That's funny. I don't know what djinn this person is doing or I'd help her. Mm-hmm. All of that tunneling and I still escaped. I ran him like the most. He did all of that and I still escaped. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. No, it's not that I don't want to like say specific things, but what I will say is like little things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Mm. Babe. Mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. baby. It happens. It happens. No, that's not. It's not immoral. I mean, even if you were knowingly doing it, like, even if you knew that that was what she was doing with it and that was why, at that time you were a different person. Even if you knew why she wanted that stuff and she told you flat out, like, yeah, I want to make money online and I want to do this, that, and the third, and this is what I'm going to do with it, and you were like, okay, even if you knew, those are the mistakes that you make in life, and everybody has them, and she knew what she was doing, and whether you knew what you were doing or not, it's the same. It's like, essentially they just used you for money. It's basically what it is. Whether you were aware of that or aware of what they were going to do with said stuff, basically they just used you. And I know all too well about that because I give wholeheartedly. I give, like tomorrow we're doing a drive, like bottles of water, like sunscreen, food, clothing, I do that stuff like multiple times a year. I sit with people that I don't know and give them food, give them money, friends and family. I have given like thousands in the way of helping like friends and family before. And what I will say is I don't do it with like an expectation. I don't do it with like I want something in return. I do it because I care about people and I care about somebody in my life. That's just my heart and that's just my nature. I want to help people. I believe the best in people. I see the beauty in people, and I do those things. But what I will say is, despite how giving of a person and how kind and good of a person I may be, there are people in my life who have taken advantage of me. And I basically didn't realize that that was the case until way after. And whether it's helping a friend by giving them money and they go and buy drugs with it, which is what happened with me a lot. One of my blood brothers was really into drugs, and he would steal stuff out of my place to sell it for drug money. He would tell me that he needed money because he was hungry, but instead he would go get like alcohol with it, so, and he's like a brother to me, so no matter what it may be, whether you're knowingly or unknowingly contributing to that sin, you can't control what they choose to do. All you can control is what you choose to do. And those are choices that you made in your past, whether it was knowingly or unknowingly. And either way, that is your cross to bear of your decision and your imperfection. Whether it's being blind, like myself, it was like I was blind to people's intentions. They knew that I was a kind, giving person, and they didn't bother to ask, they just took. Or if they did ask, it was a lie about what it was really for. And so I've been there, and it may not have been in the same way, but it was still fueling like not good things. And the main thing that you have to take from that, or that you should take from that, is we're not perfect. And you can have the best intentions, but it doesn't necessarily mean, good things will come of it. Because I have given a large sums of money to friends to help them get a car, help them pay 6 months rent. I have put Toto through his last year of college, things like that. And it's I'm doing it because I care about the person. Oh, you need a car, I got you, oh, you need to get from point A to point B. I've gotten, Metro cards for people with basically the equivalent of a Monday through Friday work week, years worth of going back and forth to work on, just different things back when Metro cards were a thing. But just and it's big stuff, it's little stuff. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's clothes, sometimes it's advice. I have given advice to people that has nothing to do with money, thinking that I'm helping somebody, when really there were shady things going on in the background. You know what I mean? So, I've been lied to, I've been manipulated into and out of things. You can have the best intentions in the world because you care about somebody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have good intentions. And I'm learning that every day, because my biggest issue is believing the best in people. And my friends will tell you I get used and mistreated a lot because of it. Because also, not every person is the same. So if you think that, oh, well, the last time I did A, B, and C, this happened, but that was a different person. The lesson to learn is being a little bit more wise, of discerning, just because they have, A, B, and C doesn't mean, so, and also, I've learned to give it to him. For example, when I cooked and brought that food for those people yesterday, and they came across me, I was in the park. Let me go outside, because things. I was just in the park reading under a tree, and I went to go play chess. And when I went to go play chess, they came up to me and they were like, hey, can we play? And it was 3 people, And I was like, sure, And we were just playing. And I'm sorry, I'm moving everything out here, so it's take a second. Okay, better. I was playing, and they asked if I wanted to play, and we started playing. And then they started talking to me about stuff, and I found out that they were homeless. And they were basically a group of friends. It was a group of friends who they had their own apartment, but then they got evicted. And 2 of them were without work, and the other one was on disability. And they were younger, but it's you could tell that they had been on the street. Because when I initially left home, I left home to save my own life, because something had occurred. I had been abused since the age of 9, very, very extremely violently, and I left the house. At the time, when I was 15, I didn't realize until earlier this year that I was born in 2008, not 2006, so thereby I actually left home when I was 13 years old. I will tell you, I was homeless for almost a year of that time. I still went to school, but when everybody else went home from school, I just didn't go home. Anyway, I've been there with nowhere to go. I didn't feel safe to go to a shelter because I knew that'd be the first place he would check. I didn't feel safe to go to friends for the same reason. So anyway, I digress. I could tell. You know what the city looks like on people, you know what I mean? And so, they started like telling me their stuff, and I was like, I've got food at home that's like, because I always have rice in my rice cooker, always. There's never a time that there's not steamy, fresh, hot rice in my rice cooker because I keep it on a very low setting, and you make it each day. It's the equivalent of like a slow cooker. And so I already had like fresh jasmine rice piping hot in the slow cooker. The aroma was like throughout the apartment, of jasmine. And I already had some mangoes, so I just cut up some mangoes, rubbed some of my sauce that I make on it, put them in the pan, let them cook a little bit, and the meat, I had already been like soaking that meat in the marinade in its own juices because I was making it for my roommate. So essentially everything that I gave them and brought out to them to eat with them, it didn't take any effort at all. Because my whole thing was like, even if it did take more effort, the issue for me was like, I wanted them to still be there when I got back. Because with them, a lot of times people will say, hey, I'll go grab you a pizza, and they never come back. Hey, let me go get money out of my bank account, they never come back. So it's like they just kind of say it, to seem like they're nice, but they're not. They never come back. So I didn't want them to think that I abandoned them. And so I just made what was fast, and it was really good. I just had like the mango and the rice. But people come across me. They approach me. And I feel like people come across me for a reason. I don't seek out people. They come to me. And it's like, yes, some of them are in need. Do I help everybody that I come across? No. Because I'm aware that some people are just using you. Or they want something from me. Like, there's a lot of people that go to my dance performances. And yeah, they make big money. They're doctors, they're psychiatrists, they bring little gift bags with like lingerie and gift cards and like jewelry and some things that are much more personal and disturbing that a grown man who's a stranger to me should not be giving me. Because those are things that you would like wear for your husband, or like my husband, like whoever I would be with, And it's like they're doing that because they have an intention. They want to be with me. So I might be like very naive to a lot of things in the world, and I might have the mind and the heart of a child, but I would say the heart of a child, the mind of like an 80-year-old. Yeah, like the mind of like a middle-aged person, the soul of an old person, and the heart of a child. That's like the three. They're all at different, which is why like sometimes I'm like a little kid, and sometimes I'm like mature for my age, and sometimes it's like very old soul. It's kind of a mixture. But anyway, what I will say is, when I left to go get the food, I was talking to him the whole way there to my apartment. And I was like, this is what I'm gonna do for these people, and I want to do it. I know that they need it. And he gave me a sign. You know, he talked to me and he was like, go forth, my child, as you always have. He knows that that's how I am, and I do his will of kindness through him. Like, basically, he reaches people in need through me. So like, it's not me like being Christ, it's being Christ-like through him, and he is reaching his children through me. It's not imitation, it's who I am, and it's who he created me to be. People are put forth in front of my path for a reason, and I will help them. But there are some that are false, and it's knowing the difference. And so even if you knew that that's what she was going to use that stuff for, like, oh, I got to get my money like that, and like hook me up, and like all that kind of stuff, knowing that, okay, that's what you're going to use it for, you know, at least you have the money. Even if you knew, and it was like a little thing you guys had worked out, the result is still the same. Give it to him. Because their intention is their intention. You can only control your actions. You can only take accountability for yourself, which you're doing. That was the whole essence of the video, is like taking accountability and apologizing for what you contributed to that person's sin. It's a testimony of, you know, and it's like recognizing it, seeing it, knowing the mistakes that you made, atoning for it, confessing it, giving it to him, and then from there abiding in him, of learning that lesson of, you know, there's a difference between taking care and giving to those loved ones around you, like the person that you're with, you know, your friends, your family, your significant other. But even with them, you have to take heed, in the sense of, I've had family use me, I've had friends use me. So, you know, I've had people I consider my blood brothers steal things from my apartment and sell them for drugs. Do they do that anymore? No, because they're clean. But it's happened. And I've helped people of my own volition, thinking that it was for one thing when it ended up being for another. So you do have to use discernment, and you do have to learn from the mistakes. So I've reached a point now where it's like, I choose who I help in my own way. So there's some people that I don't necessarily help them. I may give them a kind word, or, you know, like, yeah, I'll hold the door, or, you know, I'll give you like water if you need it, or here's a few dollars or whatever. But like, as far as like, you know, I'm not out here buying cars for people and putting people through college for just anybody, you know, that comes across my path because they're cute. Like, no. So at this point, it's like, unless you're my significant other, I determine how I help people. And it's not so frivolous, because I've been over giving and over genuine, like overly genuinely naive to, because I'm coming from a place of like genuinely caring, and they're coming from a place of take them for everything they got, you know. And they have not everything, but to the extent of their knowledge of what they thought was everything. That, my friend, is why you don't talk about everything. Because, yeah, if they know you got it, they'll take that too. I could be married to somebody, and I would not expect them to disclose what they fully have, and I would not disclose what I fully have, unless we, you know, have that conversation. Because some people, that's all it's about. You could fall in love with somebody, be with them, go through a relationship with them, and even get married to them. How many times do we see as soon as they get married, 6 months later they're divorced? Because literally all they want is the child support, the alimony, whatever the case. It happens every single day. That terrifies me. And not only that, but it's like, I don't need to be married with a piece of paper from the state to justify my love. You know what justifies my love? Before God. Before Him. We could literally get down on our knees in the middle of nowhere, wherever it may be, and speak the vows, speak the words unto Him. Exchange, rings, exchange words to each other. Just two people before God. And consummate the marriage, obviously. That's all you need. So the whole legality of like getting the government involved in your relationship. But yeah, and that's the scary thing is most people are so genuine until that moment. They're like serpents. They say all the things, they do all the things. I've had it happen to me. Because Satan is a beguiler. He beguiles you. You could think somebody is the most amazing person in the world, and at the snap of a finger, turns on a dime. That's terrifying. So yeah. I've been there many times. Because it's just my nature to help people. It's not because I'm stepping on the toes of God or Christ or putting myself like being, no, it's being in Christ, walking in Him, embodying Him, being Christ-like in the sense of this is who I am. It's not taking over His job because I'm not Him. No, that's not the same thing. But yes, I have helped many people. Some are genuine and grateful, and some are not. And I have had people do much, much worse with things that I've given them. I had a friend who I thought that he needed to make a car payment. I was in like high school and he was much older than me. And he's like, oh, I'm behind on my car payment. They'll take away my car and then I won't be able to go to work, and then that leads to homelessness because you get evicted because you can't, A plus B equals C. And I was like, oh, no, I got you. Like, let me hook you up with like 6 months worth. That way, you got some space, you got some time, to figure your stuff out. He took that money and he bought guns. Let's just say he's still in jail right now because of what they did with those. And I was not aware of that. So it's like, I'm sitting here thinking I'm helping somebody keep their car so they can keep their job. They took those and hurt people with them. They didn't kill anybody, but they hurt people, and they committed like theft using the guns kind of thing. So I know I live with the feeling every day of knowing the same thing, that there are some people that I have helped, and as a direct result of my help, it has caused something bad. But the thing is, you have to give it to Him, because you are no longer that person, and that was what you truly believed you were doing the right thing for at that time. And He knows that. And even if you did know and you did it anyway, he knows that too. So either way that it falls, you have to give it to him. You know, and I've done the same thing. I have taken accountability for basically like giving when I really kind of shouldn't have. And it's like it's not me not giving because I'm being cold or heartless. It's not giving because it's not for me, you know, to do. But people that have ill intentions will try to make you feel bad or guilty. And it's like usually that's the manipulation. That's the dark one coming out of trying to slither their way in to get something from you. With the beguiling and all that stuff and the lying and the pity, you know, feel sorry for me. They know how to play that card. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Especially if they know that you struggle with lust, people will do things for money. And then play like the poor me, you know. Woe is me, my life is so hard, my life is so terrible, you know. I'm struggling, you just don't know, and I've heard it all too. I've had people try to offer me sexual favors for money, knowing what kind of person I am. Try to make me feel sorry for them because everybody has a sad story, you know. But little did they know that I really knew like what kind of person they really were, and I knew exactly what they were gonna do. So there's been situations where I knew, and then there's been situations where I didn't know. So, you know, and the sad thing is most of that took place when I was like at my first job in high school. Well underage, and I had like grown adults coming to me for money because they're like 30 something, 40 something, late 20s, whatever. They don't work, they hustle people out of money. They live on welfare, they hustle people for food stamps, they hustle people for a few dollars. So it's like they basically spend their whole day, instead of working, they spend their whole day like trying to get money out of people. And then by the end of the day, whatever they have determines what they can get out of that money. So yeah, and a lot of those people were not necessarily my friends, but friends of friends that I had. It's like I didn't know them like that, but because Koki and Toto ran in the same circles and they both had substance issues, A plus B equals C, you know, with that comes those kind of people. So those kind of people would be thrown in my direction by association. Because, oh, I got a friend, you know, a friend of a friend, basically. And a lot of that came to a stop because Koki and Toto were like, dude, you're coming at June, like, why are you asking June for money, you know? He's like a 16-year-old kid, you know? You're asking June for money, and they're like, yeah, he's a sweet boy, and they're like, yeah, he is, leave him alone, you know? Like, why are you going through his stuff? Why are you taking money from a 16-year-old kid, you know? And it's like, it just... So it took like their own friends using me and hurting me for them to realize like my lifestyle is affecting innocent people. And that's when they made a lot of changes, because it's like they were realizing like their way of living was bringing bad people into the life of an innocent person and causing harm to me, and that upset them. Because I'm just like, yeah, I'll help, you know, I don't have much, but, you know, and I remember it vividly, like, with each person, and it was like, no, you're not taking that from him. Because I would give them the money and he would just be like, you're not taking that from him. So there were many situations, especially here, you know, like there's so many different scenarios with different people, because both of them had a lot of people in their lives. Like, they're very social. So there's like, basically, for like from the time I was like 14 to now, with the exception of like last year, that's not that big of a span of time, but a lot of that type of stuff in like a very small time frame. And some of it was of my own volition and choosing, because it was like friends, you know, like helping Toto with college, helping Sadie with her car. I helped my mom get her SUV, you know, things like that. And sometimes it goes well, and sometimes it doesn't. And that's just like the nature of the beast, you know. And you learn over time, like, you know. So all you can do is forgive yourself. It's like you have to recognize it, absorb it, take accountability, hand it to him, and then recognize, you know, and learn from it and move forward. And forgive that person and pray for them and give that to him, and then forgive yourself. But then also from that point on, it's like you know, I might forgive you for what you did, but you can no longer have access to me or my life, you know. Because that's the big thing, is like, when people do stuff, if you're still allowing access, then you're always going to have that problem. It's like with me, like, once I close a door, that's it. The only door that I've ever closed that I reopened was with Toto, because he truly is like a brother to me. And has he hurt me and abused me and, you know, done things? Yes. But there's a lot that people don't know about him, and there's a lot that he's struggling with, and it's not just BS. He actually needs like real help, and he's not ready to receive it yet. So the things that he has done, while they may be harmful to me, I forgive him for it, and I won't turn my back on my brother. There is only certain situations that I would have to, okay, you know. So yes, I'm still friends with him, but in a very extremely like cautious way. You know, it's like there's parameters, there's boundaries now that he wasn't respecting before, and I told him, I forgive you and we can be friends, but only if, you know. And, you know, if you step outside of that boundary at any given time, because I've given so many chances and been so forgiving, essentially the boundaries are physically hurting me, you know. Because that's the biggest thing with him, is we're great as friends until he's beating on me, or trying to force me to the floor to make me do something I don't want to do, you know. So barring that, yeah. So yeah, it's hard, and it's very difficult when you realize like what you personally have contributed to somebody's downfall, or somebody's, you know, whatever they've gone through. because I've been there. I've helped people not knowing what they were going to use that for, you know. And it's something that also, unfortunately, like many things in life, it comes with experience. Like, you don't know until you know, and then you know, kind of thing, you know. It's the same thing with, like, relationships and heartache, and, you know, you hang your butt out there, and sometimes people pinch it, sometimes people slap it, and sometimes, worse, you know. I'm trying this strawberry kiwi body armor flash IV thing because it has electrolytes and like zinc and B and C and stuff. It's okay, but it's always the aftertaste for me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk to him for a second because I've been there. Not specifically with that, with what that person was doing, but I've been there. And I've done the same thing. It's like you have to testify, you have to atone for it, you have to, you know, make your statement, you know. But then you do the work of forgiving them, forgiving yourself, like basically forgiving your past self for being blind or being naive or knowingly doing it, knowingly contributing to it, but then seeing the downfall, the aftermath. You know, it's just like with anything else. Like, if you break somebody's heart, if you knowingly break somebody's heart, you know, it's just like any mistake that you make in life. But the formula never changes. Because until you recognize it, accept it, go through it, put the work in, hand it to him, pray for that person, pray for yourself, put yourself at his feet, and then carry that lesson through your life, you can't really be done with that. And that's the case for big mistakes and little mistakes. Sometimes it's very quick and it's like, oh, I messed up. Okay. Father, forgive me. You know, I was blind. You know, I didn't mean to. I said something I shouldn't have said. That wasn't my intention. You know, sometimes it's little things and sometimes it's very big things. But the formula is the same. I say formula because it's just easier to say a formula. But it's essentially like the process in which I do things. To honor my Father, my Heavenly Father, when I faceplant, when I trip, when I stumble. Sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, but regardless of whether or not you're cognizant of it, it's still the same. I just wanted to talk to him about that because I understand. And it doesn't make her less than, and it doesn't make you less than. It just means you're two different people, and what she's operating on and what she is doing, you have no part of that. That's her cross to bear. She has to come to terms with that in her own way. It's like that's just not for you anymore. And the proof of that is he pulled you out of that. There's a reason that they are no longer a part of your life, or shouldn't be a part of your life. There's a reason you don't have access to each other anymore like that, or shouldn't have access to each other. He will make things fall away as you follow him and walk with him as it is needed. And the thing is, the hard part is he will reveal things to you. He will reveal truths. He will reveal intentions. He will reveal the goings on. He will reveal things in other people. He will reveal people that are not meant where you're going. And he will also reveal things in yourself. Like, it's like a phoenix, you know, you have to shed your skin and burn to ash and kill parts of yourself that are no longer a part of who you are anymore. So you can be reborn and rise up to meet him, with him. And you're still gonna lose feathers along the way. It doesn't mean that, like, okay, I am, you know, I shed the skin, I shed the negativity, I shed this and that. You're gonna shed things throughout your life. The shedding never stops. So essentially it's like a bird. Like, you're always gonna lose feathers, but you're always gonna grow new ones in place of those. And those new feathers are feathers that are meant to be a part of you with him. So I feel like at first that's the hard part, because it's like, I reveal this to you, do you see? I reveal this to you, do you see? That's why my thread's pinned statement is what it is. The truth is a virus. Yes, it's a quote from a movie, but the truth is a virus, infect me, is a quote from a movie, but for me it holds much deeper meaning. It's basically what I am saying directly to Christ, that his truth is a virus. And to me it's like, infect me with your truth. No matter whether it's good, bad, or ugly, or otherwise, no matter how hard it might be, no matter how jagged that pill may be to swallow, because he does not give you anything or reveal anything to you that you cannot handle. It's more of a question of, can you surrender to him and abide in what he's telling you and showing you, even if it hurts? Because sometimes he reveals something, maybe that it's like, oh, you know, it might be somebody that's really close to you, and it breaks your heart, you know. But you needed to know, you needed to see. Or something that you have to go through that you may not think that you can. But the way that I live my life is, I do not doubt him. When he reveals something to me, it's for a reason. Because it means you need this clarity in order to make the decision to shed what you need to shed, to learn what you need to learn, to see what you need to see, to realize what you need to realize. And through that, of him revealing that to you, how you move forward is determined by that. Because that's where he's trying to bring you to the next step, you know. And you can't move forward in that next step until you do that work. And sometimes it's painful to know certain things. But he doesn't put anything in front of us that we can't endure, because he created us. He knows what we can handle. The question is, people doubt themselves. You know, They doubt him, they doubt their capabilities, they have fear. You know, like, oh, but that's like my best friend. If I let go of my best friend, who I've known for years, then I'm just going to be alone and I won't have any friends. So it's like the fear of not having any friends, or the fear of letting go of somebody that may have been in your life your whole life. They would rather have the comfort of something that's not meant for them anymore than to face the possibility of maybe being alone, because being alone scares them. He knows that. But if you abide in him and you trust in what he's showing you, in his work, you know, it's like he's painting a masterpiece, like for each person, right? For every single person. He's like this painter and he's painting this masterpiece, or, you know, like clay, you know, and it's like he's chipping away at the marble, chipping away at the clay, and like sanding it down. And he knows where he can sand and where he can chip. The problem is, we think, oh, but if you chip that away, it takes away my value. If you chip that away, no one will love me. If you take that away, you know, I'll be alone. I'll be all alone and no one will love me. And little do you know that he is shaping you into a masterpiece. In love. You can't see the finished work. You just see the loss. You just see the hard truths that are revealed that break your heart, that leave you feeling betrayed or alone or abandoned. Or little do you know, it all has a purpose. And sometimes, yeah, we know that it has a purpose, but it's still terrifying. So there's still that element of fear. But that's where surrender comes in. That's where love comes in. That's where trust comes in. That's where abiding in him and his will comes in. So for me, ever since I was a child, when people say what they say about me, the reason it doesn't bother me is because I decided when I was a little child, I give myself unto you and I do as you command, and I am your child. So whatever slings and arrows, whatever losses, whatever truths, whatever may come across me from you, I surrender to it. I trust in it. He has never steered me wrong. There have been things that I have gone through that have been so painful and so hard. But the fact that I'm sitting here right now to be able to talk about it tells you he doesn't miss. He does not miss. And the other thing is, for me, I don't see it as a loss. Like, when truths about somebody I might care about are revealed to me and they can no longer be a part of my life, I don't look at it like I'm losing something. I look at it like I'm shedding what I no longer need to be with him. So I look at it like, if you need to carve that piece out of me, carve it out. Carve it out. If you need to take, if you need to take like a boulder to bash it in half and take fresh clay and rebuild a part of me, do it. No matter what he does, it's for a reason. if he takes my clay and sets it ablaze, if he shatters it to rebuild it, like to put all the pieces back together, there's a reason. If he takes that and he puts it in a basement to not be seen for years, you know? So no matter what he does when he is crafting his masterpiece, I trust. Think about everything that he has created. It's not in vain. From the tiniest insect to the biggest planets, to the star systems, to the hearts beating in our chest, to the water, sunlight, nature, love, conscious awareness, discernment, free will, decision making, you know, all the things in life that make life, you know. It all has a purpose. So thereby, when you think of yourself, of I am not worthy, I'm not good enough, I need to be better, he is crafting you. He's a craftsman. There's a reason that that's what he did when he was a man. There's a reason that he was a craftsman. You know, he was a builder. He did woodwork, carpentry. Why do you think that's significant? What do? They build things. They create things. They sand, it's like a blacksmith, you know, it's like you have the raw thing and you sand it down and you know, and here's this thing and you use that over there. Okay, this is done. And before you know it, look what I have built. Is that not the epitome of what God himself did? Because obviously Christ is him personified. Christ is God personified. God is a creator. He is the creator. So it makes sense that as a man, he did the same thing. Just as he sat with people, you know, the worst, what we consider the worst of the worst, the bottom of the barrel, the dregs, you know, of people. You know, not only did he sit with and break bread and listen with people that we consider to cast aside as, oh, they're hopeless, you know, they're, you know, we write them off, you know, rapists, murderers, you know, vagabonds, you know, betrayers, turncoats, you know, Jezebels, all the things. In the same way that his love and forgiveness is for all of us, it is the same for those people when he sat with them, when he was embodied as Christ. So thereby, it makes sense that Christ built and created with his hands as a man, because that's what he did. So it's not, everything has a reason and a purpose. I'm sorry, it feels like I swallowed like a bug in the back of my throat. When you think there's a mosquito or like a fly in your throat. But yeah. So anytime that you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I beg to differ. Because we are all chosen and washed in his blood. And not only that, but we are all being forged. Every single day. So, when you feel that way, where does it say that you are not worthy? Yes, we are not perfect. We're not perfect. But where does it say you are not good enough? You are not worthy. I'll wait. I will wait, babe. Because there's a lightning bug over here. Oh, what are you doing? You get the firefly. You let your little booty lit. Come get there. You get over there. They're trying to swarm around me. My butt doesn't light up. Pause. Not like that. So, if only you could see yourself through my eyes. If only you could see yourself through my eyes. If only you could see yourself through his eyes. They're pretty similar. Because I don't look at things the way a normal person does. My whole life, I have looked at things from his aspect, through him. I choose to see the world through love and light and everything that embodies him. So when I see a person, when I meet people, or, fall in love with you, I see you in a very different light. So, but I understand that it's like, well, other people can see you a certain way, but how do you see yourself? But therein lies the rub. If you're abiding in him, he would tell you, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to fear. There is no such thing as not worthy. Doesn't his word embody that concept? All those people that endured in every book, were they not worthy? They may not have thought that they were worthy, but he did. Nah. So thereby, they are. So thereby, you are. Whether or not you believe that. That's why I say, it just is. It's not to be refuted, it's not to be argued, it's not to be manipulated, it's not to be twisted. It simply just is. Period. Ampersand. Exclamation point. Whatever you want to say. What's simple is true. Truths are always simple. They need no embellishment. So, yeah. That's my diatribe of random rambling. But yes, I have been there, and I understand. And that's how I learn over time. That's how I've learned, like, throughout my life. Because a lot of it is basically, like, realizing and understanding that people aren't perfect. And people, you know, ourselves included, we've done things. I would say, have I slept around? Have I done drugs? Have I lied? Have I schemed? Have I manipulated? Have I done all these things? No. The one thing that I'm guilty of is believing the best in people when beyond the limitation of when I should. Helping people when really I shouldn't. So it's like, yeah, I may not do all of the, lying and cheating and scheming and the hookups and using people and manipulating people and hurting people and abusing people and, all the random, substance abuse and addiction and all that. Like, in the way of vices, smoking was my only vice. That was the only vice that I had, and I gave it up. But my biggest thing is helping people. Because there are people that are put before you to help. They are put before me, and I recognize that. But then there's times where it's like they're put before me, but it's not meant for me to necessarily help them, but maybe help them in another way. So it's like, sometimes I help them with advice. Sometimes I help them with, like, a place to stay for the day. Sometimes I help them by, like, making sure they have food, or money, but for me, it's like knowing the boundaries of that. So I would say my biggest sin has nothing to do with lust or betrayal or dishonesty. I'm honest to a fault. Because ever since I was little, if me being honest upsets you or causes you to turn from me as a friend or betray, whatever, like, I have people in my life that have always told me, like, it's impossible for anybody to tell the truth all the time. No, it's not. That's the lie. That's the irony. That in itself is a lie. Because I can tell you, I have told the truth my entire life. But there's consequences to that. And most people, the reason that they lie is they're afraid of the consequences of the truth. I do not fear those consequences. I never have. Even when I was a little kid, if I broke something, I broke something. If my mom asked me a question, I would answer her. If my friend asked me a question, I answer them. And so it's like, yeah, it might be uncomfortable. It might, but there's also, like, a way to express truth without being hurtful too. So it's like, am I honest? Yes. Can I be bluntly honest? Yes. But do I have to be cruel? Do I have to be mean? No. So it's knowing, like, how to be true and just and honest and forthright without being a complete jerk either. Because the number one there's like different multitudes of why people lie. There's deception, there's personal gain, and then there's simply like, I don't want to hurt their feelings, like the little white lies. I tell people the truth, but it's like, you don't have to be a jerk about it. You know, it's like the whole like, does this make me look fat? I don't have to sit there and be like, yeah. You can literally just say, that's not very flattering. You're still telling them the truth, but you don't have to shatter their whole world either, you know? Like, yeah, you're still, you know. And then there's people that lie for personal gain, or they lie for whatever their twisted reasons are. I have no interest in any of it, because I don't need anything. So I have no reason to lie, because there's nothing that I need. Because most people lie to obtain something. I don't need anything. So when you don't need anything and you trust in Him to provide you with everything that you need, you have no reason to. And the other side of that is, I respect and care about people too much to do that. It's like, I might not know you, I might not even like you, but I will respect you enough to tell you the truth, no matter how you might take that. So yeah, the only lie is the lie that everybody lies, because no, they don't. And I'm not the only person. I've known people that are the same way. So that's a lie in and of itself. So yeah, like dishonesty, you know, that kind of thing. So literally, like, the only thing that I ever struggled with was it's like the same bike is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Literally the only thing that I struggled with is believing people. So like trusting in people. Not necessarily trusting, because I actually struggle with trust, but it's like wanting to help people to a fault. Not because I think I'm better, or not because I'm trying to be like take the place of God. Those people are actually put before me for a reason, and I have helped many people because that's just in my heart to do. It's not to gain something. It's because I genuinely care. The problem with that is, my biggest flaw is because I care. Yeah. It's like I care too much, to the point of like helping people that I shouldn't be. So if there was a sin that I'm guilty of, it's that. And on the flip side of that, it's like I've always been a giver, never a receiver. I struggle with receiving. But yeah, because it's like I like helping people, I like giving to people and doing for people. That's just my nature. That's my love language. It's like acts of kindness and showing like care and love and compassion and like being affectionate and, you know, adoring and just, you know, honoring that person and being loving and, you know, devoted and all of those things. But on the flip side, when it comes to receiving, it's like a foreign language to me. because I don't have, I never have. I've never received. The only receiving that I've ever received is God. And that's what taught me, slowly but surely over time, to be able to receive. Because in order to abide in Him, you have to surrender to Him. How do you surrender to Him? You have to open your heart and yourself completely and hand yourself over to Him to receive His love and to receive His will, to receive everything that He bestows upon you. So thereby, through Him, I have learned to receive. And I still struggle with it, because like when people do, because you know, basically my whole life, like we did without. I never wanted for anything. I never needed anything because I never had anything. You know, we just didn't. And so I didn't have like all that stuff. So because I never had it, I never wanted those kind of things. So I've just been comfortable, like basically what I consider normal, most people consider survival mode. Because I'm always like ready at a second's notice to defend myself. And the way that I live is so minimal, because I'm not a materialistic person, that most people consider that survival. They don't consider that like living, like doing for yourself kind of thing. But to me, it's like, I'm happy. And to them, it's like, oh my God, you don't have, you know, and it's like, but I'm happy. So when it comes to receiving or asking for things, I've never asked for a single thing in my life. Little favors like, hey, can you help me with, you know, that's different. But like asking for like things, or like money, or like putting an expectation on people, or wanting something from another person, never. Because from day one, I do for myself. I survive. I don't depend on anybody. I have me, and I have Him. And He will get me through anything that I need to go through. So none of this external crap, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Even the job that I have doesn't matter. Is it something that I'm passionate about? Is it something I love to do because I help people? Yes. But does it really matter? Does it define me as His child? No. Are there things that I do at that job that might abide His will because it represents me doing things that help people and that's part of His will for me? Yes. But does that define who I am as His child? No. Therefore, the job that you do, the passions that you have, the interests that you have, the dreams that you have nothing to do with who He created. It doesn't matter. It's purely just your own personal personality, your own interests, your own dreams, your own ideologies. But that's why for me, it's like, yes, I'm passionate about my job, and I'm passionate about dancing, and I'm passionate about my art and playing my music. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. Those are just things that I love to do. But in the grand scheme of things, do they determine a little bit of like what kind of person you are? Like, yes, I'm a dancer. I love to dance and I move and I do everything. But does it determine your heart? Does it determine what He created? No. Sorry, there's like this really big, like, bug floating around. It's like those brown cicada thingies, and they're so big, and I don't want them smacking me in the face. All the insects are having themselves. So there's a lot of them floating around, and it's like they get like so close to your face, and it's like, I don't need to be smacked in the face by 10 million different things floating around out here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, at the end of the day, what you choose to do for a living is purely just what you do for a living. When I dance, it's a part of me. It's literally like my soul pouring out. And it is a big part of who I am. But me being a dancer and sharing that with the world and sharing my passion, whether it's for just myself or for the world, that's just a choice of how I express myself in my own beauty. Like, dance for me is just expressing my art and my beauty in the way in which I choose to. That does not determine who I am as his child. That's just how I express myself. So when you think about it, every hobby, every interest, every job, every career, every little thing about yourself all falls away. You can't take it with you. It's how we do things here in our lives that enrich our lives. Yes, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. It matters to us here because it's things we love, it's things we're passionate about, it's things that we do, that's what we spend our time doing. But I will tell you, I am his child first and foremost. You know, am I a dancer? Yes. Like, ultimately, if you were to ask me, what are you? I'm his child, first and foremost. After that, then it's like, yes, I'm a dancer. That's the number one thing. But first and foremost and always, I'm his child. And then from there is like the other things, you know. Exactly. I'm gonna try to drink some more of this. Yeah. Almost, yeah. I'm gonna play a little bit, yeah. It's the same way when I talk to my mom. It's like, that's always like, it's always saturated with that, with him. Almost everything that I talk about, no matter how I may put it, I might put it a different way, but it's always saturated through him. So it's like, any topic that you bring up, it's going to be saturated in him. Because everything in life circumvents back around to him. Period. So, you know, it's just, yeah. I'm going to turn this. But yeah, I wanted to go outside to talk about that a little bit. I talk better when I sit down and just like can talk. Trying to talk while I'm playing, I can't really focus on what I need to say because it's like what I want to say. It's like I'm very passionate about what I'm saying, and I can't focus on that if I'm worried about the game, you know? Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. And it's weird because it's like I can multitask at work. I can multitask in so many different ways with like my hands and with action, but when it comes to speaking, I can't. Yeah. Like I can do a million things all at once, but when it comes to talking, if I'm busy doing something or doing like multiple things and someone's talking at me, it messes me up. Or if I'm doing a bunch of stuff and I need to speak about something, I have to stop what I'm doing, talk about it, and then continue on. Whereas like with stuff to do, I can do like many things all at once at the same time. But for some reason, like because talking is not my forte, like verbal communication is like my lowest, I have to actually like focus on what I'm saying to get it all out, and then I'm good. But also with that, it's like I want to take that time to one-on-one like focus with that person, give them that attention, you know, the eye contact, the, you know, like you're engaging with that person, you're not distracted by other things because you're actually like engaging with that person. Like the phone can wait, the game can wait, the other people can wait, you know, like, so that's just how I am. It's like the other stuff is not important. So yeah. I don't know if well, I was gonna try to look. I don't know. It's 10 p.m. I don't know if he's going to or not. Yeah. I pretty much just keep my stuff charged, just in case. And then if he does, he does. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. Like, oh, I was busy looking at my phone. Eh. Well, it's not Jason. Oh, it's Dracula. He wasn't paying attention. Hello? I don't know what he was doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's okay, because everybody's different. You know, and that's exactly my whole point, is like everybody's different. And that's just the way that I see things, and that's how I live and do the things that I do, abiding in him as his child, you know. So I probably won't find the totem in time. Yeah, see, it's just gonna go away. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See how it lit? And then it just went out. Mm-hmm. I need to find... Oh, he has that stupid thing. When you're healing someone else, he has that perk that when you're healing someone else, I can't think of the name of it. Okay. The totems have to be like somewhere, and then they just disappeared. I don't see... Oh, that one's already done. I don't see... Bro, I'm not gonna do that. It's just gonna like do that stupid thing. Yeah, it's like if you're healing yourself, you're fine, but if you try to heal someone else, the little thing goes too fast and you end up stabbing them. And then all that's doing is giving away your position. And I don't want to give away my position. I can try it, but I'm not very good at it. Oh, okay, he has that thing. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Sir. Really? So they all get to leave, and I don't. That's not even fair, bro. Or is he gonna be nice? I don't know if he's gonna be nice or not. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah. Yeah, not everybody has the philosophy that I do of like not leaving people behind. They just are like, okay, bye. You know, I do that sometimes depending on the situation, but like the majority of the time, no. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I was saying, like I'm not who I am to expect something from other people. I am the way that I am because it's just how I am. I don't expect other people to be the same way, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe alone. Just because it took me all day to eat an apple. You're so mean. Because I cut it up. I cut it up into like slices. And I just kind of munched on them throughout the day. Yeah. It was good. What's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's good. Mm. My favorite fruits? Cherries, lychee, mango, rambutans, and all berries. All the berries together as one. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, doesn't matter. All the berries together as one is number 5. I hear her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I like fig. Fig's in my top 10. Yeah. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 She's near her. Oh, yeah, definitely. She's doing pretty good considering how big this map is. They got her. Okay. Dwight. Gotcha, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just kind of bouncing back and forth with each other because they're up on each other. Me and Dwight are just the gen jockeys. How? Okay. Yeah, I was like standing, over there where the fridge and the locker was, but sure, the axe went through that. It's fine. Nice. They had DS. I tried to help them. Yeah, it seems like specifically the Kate, though. Because she went after the guy, but the Kate in particular. She must not like Kate or something. It's always weird to me, like, what people, their reasoning behind, like, sometimes it's the name or the character that you play or the outfit that you have. But I've been tunneled out, like, from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he's trying to go for pull. He didn't make it. If he didn't make it, I definitely wouldn't have made it because he was further up than I was. I wanted to go to him, but it was like she came to this area and then he brought her over here specifically. So it was like every time I was going to go to him, she was over here. And I couldn't like make my way over there. Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's Saturday night, so like all the sweaty people are out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The way he slides. That was funny. I don't know. Hi. She's showing for the pride. Literally because of my pride flags. That's funny. I've had people target me for my pride flags, and she's letting me live for my pride flags. That's something. What is she doing? Yeah. Mm. Where did he go? Oh, he's at the other gate. He's at the other gate. Yeah, he's at the other gate. Wait, I don't know where the other gate is. I think it's over here. Yeah. I think. I don't know. Oh, he left. Okay, yeah, he left. Okay, we're just gonna go back for I don't know where the other gate was. Oh, it was over there. Okay, I see. I didn't know. I couldn't tell. Yeah, she was nice. I've done that before. I've let people live for that, because most people get targeted for that. And usually if they're on PC, and their name is anonymous and they're running nothing, it's usually a developer or somebody who works like within the company. Or like someone who's very well known, and sometimes people, they don't want people to know who they are, so they just like do it anonymously because they just want to play and chill out, you know. They don't want everybody knowing like who they are. I don't know. Ew. Where did I put it? I can't see because my apartment's dark. I don't know what this is. There we go. They're so delicious. They're like Shirley Temple, like virgin Shirley Temple lollipops. It basically tastes like a Shirley Temple, but without like the alcohol. It's like cherries and cream, basically. It's my favorite flavor. Of all the cheap ones, you know, like the little cheap thingies like this. Now, of actual ones that are made from like real fruit, which tend to be the ones that I prefer, these are just the quick cheap ones that I keep like down here. I like the mango. There's like mango with like tahini lollipops. There's like lychee. Any lychee flavored thing I love. Any cherry flavored thing I love. So like I have a whole collection of like lychee and mango, pineapple. Pineapple is my number 6. Dragon fruit and guava are okay, but Jeffrey, hello, wake up, hello, I'm so adorable. I know, I see you, you're so cute. What are you doing, silly boy? Yes, I woke up Jeffrey. Go back to sleep now. I'll have your din-din. Yeah. It's either Pyramid Head or Gunslinger. So cute. Look at him. So adorable. Oh, I know that music. Bro, you're cock blocking. I hate when people do that. They block the passageway. Yeah, now I'm gonna die because of that. Because she stood there, but she didn't go through it. That was deliberate. Mm-hmm. He's probably like, what is this passing? There's no rhyme or reason. Oh. Oh my. Big strong man. Big strong man. He lifts up stuff just 'cause he can. Meh. Well, he doesn't really lift stuff. He just kind of drags it around. That's why his back is like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. La, 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 la. I have to find whichever gin she's working on. I had a feeling. I ran him for so long though that that's only his second hook. How? Oh, he didn't injure me. I just ran through his lasagna. He's a little stiff. He's like a chef, you know, he likes to cook lasagna. Hmm. I like how he's standing there like, mine. No one can have it. He's making a circle around him. That's cute. Mm-hmm. No. He really wanted me because he didn't want anybody else enough to actually like pursue them. I'm the only one that like he kept hooking and chasing for so long, and like he would actually hook. And like he saw her and where she was, and she was like injured, and he could have like hooked her too, but instead backtracked to me to hook me. Some people are so biased, it's sickening. Mm-hmm. 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 There's no rhyme or reason to it. I have been tunneled for everything under the sun. Mm-hmm. 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 That's true. Oh no. Okay. Serious. It's Jason. Because his pile of stuff is there. You can tell it's Jason by either the pile of stuff or the hook. Because the hook is very boxy. Oh no, is he coming here? Throwing stuff already. Oh, the lights are so pretty. Mm-hmm. Yeah. La, 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 la. Mm-hmm. Get off. Mm. 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 I think the best way to shut me up is to give me a lollipop. Mm. Mm-hmm. That boba tea looks so good. Mm-hmm. But we're almost done. One is done just popped and the other one's half finished. Mm-hmm. He's essentially being gen rushed. I didn't do it. It's not my fault. I mean, it kind of is. It kind of is. Because I've been on gens. When I'm on gens, I'm pretty... If I resign myself to be on gens, you will get gen rushed. Because whatever I set myself to do, I do, like, pretty thoroughly. Thank you. Okay. Why did I run into a space that, the gates are close to each other, too. Oh, resistance. Resist. Resist. Oh. Okay. No. I'm coming. I'm coming. You don't have to run away. La la. That was his shot. That was his shot. Zigzag formation. Oh, I think he thinks that I'm trying to tell him that there's somebody. No, I was pointing to you, silly. Yes. Oh, do it again. Do it again. Where is it? Do it again. Oh. I'm trying to give him his thingies. No, don't hook me. That's a waste. You're so silly. Because the Feng Min is just waiting. Yeah, I was just messing with him. That's funny. He was trying to help me get out. He was glitched out and he was like hitting it to try to make it get out. Literally, like, get out of there. I was trying to give him like the hits that you do when you throw the thing and it pins you against the wall. That's why I was standing against like the flat wall. So he could like throw it and like harpoon me to the wall, but he missed. I think he knew that's what I was trying to do too. I think that's why he like let me go. They're so good. It's very rare that I come across something that's cherry flavored that doesn't taste like cough medicine. Because usually I just eat my cherries. But with lollies and stuff, lollipops are like the only candy that I eat besides dark chocolate. And when I eat dark chocolate, it's like 90%. It's either not, it's anything like 75, not even 75. 75 is kind of like, I would say anything like 80 to 85% or higher, I like. Anything else is like, I'll eat it, but I prefer the dark chocolate. Because I like the bitter, like earthy taste of it. So literally lollies are like the only sweet, the only candy that I eat. Because other than that, fruit is my candy. But with certain flavors of stuff, particularly cherry, it can tend to run in the vein of like medicine. But these are actually really good. I see. None of the totems are where they should be. I was gonna go like provoking, but mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh no, everywhere I go. Mm. I like that skin because that's the skin that I have. I think that skin is better than like the original. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm. It's my own fault. I was being goofy. Thank you. Here we go, back over here. Come on. Drat. Look how close together these two gyms are. That's a crime. It's a good thing we're in a police station because that's a crime right there. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. Mm-mm. You should just be able to take it up there. Mm-hmm. You should just be able to take it up there. Unless I changed it. Mm. Mm-hmm. Have mercy. Okay. Here we go. 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 We're gonna do this. Hey now. Hey now. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, there she goes again. Mm-hmm. Oh. It's not letting me. Oh, there we go. I was like, why was it not letting me? Where is he? Come on. He didn't like my passing. Come on, be in here. Drat. Well. Yeah. If I can get back upstairs, there's 2 gens on this side. Get out of it. I am trapped in a thing. Come on. He doesn't use his doors. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Yeah. He doesn't use his doors. Ooh. Oh yeah. This is how we do it. No, I escaped. Bazinga. Hey, I played with his doors like half the match. He had so many opportunities to just like grab me in the door. Because that's like one of my favorite things with Springtrap is like when you use his doors and you meet him in there and he just like grabs you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Get this one. Mm-hmm. It's something. Yeah, it's definitely something. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, and it's like all the characters that they actually put purple on, I don't play. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Well, I'm gonna go. Let me see. Yeah. I'll end it at the 3 hour mark. Mm. I feel like that was a good, good note to end it on. But I honestly think that you should be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just have to take it up there. Mm-hmm. And also, like, everything's digital, so you, I would take it up there just to be safe, but most likely you won't even need it to take up there. So, mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. Mm. I might stream a little bit tomorrow. Maybe for a little bit longer, but I just wanted to come on here and stream a little bit, so I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Jamais